This video, I'll be talking about agent instructions. So, agent instructions are the instructions basically we give to the agent and provide it with basically a mission on what that agent's purpose is all about, what that agent is supposed to do. Now, remember, an agent without instruction is like a robot without a mission. So, there are different blocks of agent instructions which you need to understand while providing the instruction. So, mainly it revolves around role, scope, context, tone, and error handling. So, everything has a purpose. So, I'm going to explain all these different items in the upcoming slide. Now, instruction. So, this is a simple example of an instruction how we provide to an agent. So, if you look into the first example over here, it says you are a citizen services agent or assistant that helps citizen navigate government services and information. Now, we have also provided another instruction which says maintain a polite tone when responding. So these are the different ways through which we can write an instruction and guide the agent basically how to respond to a specific request. Now, mainly you will see around the role type and also the tone type. Maintain a polite and professional tone while assisting with questions about knowledge source. There are no specific topics that are off limits for discussion. Now, if you see this particular statement, it indicates that this bot can basically answer anything. So there are no specific topics, there's no restrictions around what can be answered by this particular agent. So you can either keep it open ended or maybe you can restrict the scope of your agent. Now, in this example, we see you are an assistant that helps answer questions about traveling safe both domestically and internationally. Please respond in a polite manner. So this is the tone part. So you always says that, hey, you want a polite tone. You want respond in a polite manner and maintain a polite and professional tone. If you look this example, it says you are a benefit agent to provide educational, legal, wellness, health, well-being, health, dental care, and newborn benefits for employees and dependents. Respond to inquiries by providing benefit types along with details, health plan comparisons available for employees in a tabular format. Now, this is important, like you are deciding what format do you want the output to be in. Also, you are designing the schema in such a way, you say add a column for available options, include insurance provider. So you are including some content like insurance provider details and provide a link for enrollment. So in a single instructions, you are specifying the role. So you're telling that it's a benefit agent, plus you are asking it to look into various work areas and also how you want the output to be structured. Now, if I move on to the next slide, so this is the basic building block. So role, what is the purpose of an agent? Scope, what is in scope and what is out of scope? So what the agent should answer, what the agent shouldn't answer. Context, what does the agent need to know? Now this is also important. If the agent does not know what that agent is answering, it will be very difficult, and that's why you need to provide a set of knowledge source. If you want, you need to provide some sort of a tooling capability for an agent so the agent can retrieve the information back. Tone, we have seen, you can specify different tones. Mostly people put polite as a tone so that the response what you get from the bot is a moderate kind of a response. Now, error handling, what to do in case of an error. Now this is also important because not every time the agent will be able to provide an information, or maybe a agent may err out while providing the response. Then how do we handle those scenarios? So let's look into each and every aspect. So role, the purpose of an agent. Example, you are an IT help desk agent for a specific IT services. Your role is to assist staff to resolve IT related issue, provide key recommendations and suggestions, and also follow up on previous issue raised. So this is the purpose of an agent. So you have exactly specified first what role you have, what are you going to do. You're going to assess the staff, and also you are providing some additional information like provide key recommendations and suggestions. Now you can write the instructions can be lengthy, the instruction can be in a bulleted format so that the agent can understand. Now if you see this example over here, it is a nicely provided bulleted list. So it talks about avoid speculation and clearly indicate when information is not available, prioritize factual and up-to-date information in all response, only respond in English regardless of the language of question. Now you're even scoping the output which the agent can provide. you're scoping that it should only respond in English because this bot is specifically for English language. Now, if you are building this agent for a different language, then you can even respond and you can say, put it in an instruction that if you ask in English, I will answer in English. If you ask in, say, Spanish, I will respond in Spanish. So even you can provide those sort of instruction, and then you can configure the multilingual bot. So that's about the role. Then we have a scope. So search only within a specific folder. Specify what should be looked in, whether it's in scope or should be looked out of scope. Now, within an instruction, you can also specify what content to look, what content to be taken in the context while responding to queries, and what should be out of scope. So you can say if it is a weather bot and if someone asks anything about the store policy, you can clearly mention in the instruction that this bot will provide information about the weather. Any other questions apart from weather, politely decline it. So you can clearly specify an instruction so that the agent is pretty much clear on what is covered and what is not covered while responding to the end user. From a context perspective, agent needs to understand and provide understand the prompt and then provide a response on basis of the questions asked. So agent needs to first look into agent's general knowledge. If the agent's general knowledge is turned off, then agent needs to have some sort of a knowledge source to refer to. So the knowledge source can be a website, it can be a SharePoint file, it can be a Dataverse, it can be any other third-party system like the ServiceNow, Salesforce, or any other systems which the agent can refer to provide a context. So example is if product return is needed, then maybe send an email to store manager through the tool, and then you can specify which tool are you using. So if you have created a Power Automate flow, you can specify that Power Automate flow. Tone, usually people put be friendly, be concise, be professional, maintain the polite tone, use casual language when assisting, and there might be other things which gentle users may provide while providing a tone, so that your tone is basically moderated and also it speaks that same language for your how you speak in the organization. Error handling, now this is the last part. Now if a bot is unsure of the answer, the bot can provide alternatives, provide multiple paths, or if an escalate to agent topic is created within your bot or an agent, then you can escalate it to a specific particular system. Now agent response error, content moderation error, copilot studio error. So there are multiple things can go wrong while answering or maybe responding to a user query. Then these kind of things can be configured and utilized within the system. Response formatting. So again, Copilot Studio provides you an option to provide a response. So you can provide answer in bold and underline font, bullet fonts, make all proper nouns bold. For any data related answers, respond with bullet points, or maybe always respond in rhyming couplets. Now you can also provide those kind of instruction to an agent. So let me show you where all these things are structured. So first, let me pick up in Copilot Studio. Let me pick up say one of the agent. Now this is the template which has been provided by Copilot Studio, and if you see in an instruction, it clearly specifies you are an assistant that helps employee with IT support within the organization. You can query a list of service, so that's what is in scope. And then also it says you can create a new service request or get answers to common questions regarding the additional IT support services. So here you specify the instruction. So against agent name, description, you provide an instruction as well. Now if we look into another agent, so let me go to say benefits agent. Now if I go into the benefits agent, so benefit agent basically you specify you are a benefits agent. So that's the first statement. You're specifying the role. You are providing the scope basically to provide educational, legal, wellness, well-being, dental, and newborn benefits for employees and dependents. Respond to inquiries by providing benefit types, so that's the scope. And also you say you use a polite and professional tone, so that means you are setting the tone in which the answer should be responded. Now here we have something called as answer in bold and underline fonts as necessary. Now in this particular instruction itself, you're specifying how you want the response to be formatted. So this is one way of writing an instruction. Also, you can search only within a specific country folder. So that means you're scoping, you are providing that context to the agent and say that you only want to restrict to a specific folder set. And also, once the target group is identified, filter data response to provide a tailored response. Now here, as you see, we have specified answer in bold and underlined font. Now this is specified in the instruction. However, in Copilot Studio, like I have already built a couple of Copilot Studios. So let me go into the demo agent and show you where you can put a specific response formatting as well. So if I go inside a specific agent, now let this agent load. If you go into the settings of that specific agent, there we have a area. So under responses, so if you see this area under responses, we have response formatting. So you can specify the format and style of the agent's response. Now if this conflict with other instructions, like if you have provided already something within the instruction set, then this will override. So this is like if you put something over here, this will override. Now you can put a rich text component like putting it bold, underline, or you can even use effects, power effects, to dynamically add those inputs within the response formatting. So that's it, folks. This is all about how the agent instructions is crafted. Mainly, the basic building block which you need to understand while building an agent is around role, scope, context, tone, and how you handle the error. And once you do that, your agent instruction is ready. Now, remember, say every content, like say if you say response formatting, has a limit, so you cannot go past beyond 500 characters. So that's one thing to note. And also, if you are creating an agent, now here within an agent, if you see under overview, we have this details, we have this description. So description is 1024 characters. And even in instruction, you have a set of limit. So if you see in the instructions, you have 8,000 character limit. In the instruction, if you just put a slash, you can add tools topics. So as you see, these are the different topics I can add. What are the topics? We can add a tool. So if you have already built any tools, you can also refer to an agent within your instruction. So those all things can be done. So if you are using a scenario of multi agents, then you can utilize that within the instruction set. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching.